Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start. This is our first official recording back after 2 years, and environments all around have changed. I hope you guys didn't catch that, but a motorcycle flew past. My recording studio is unfortunately next to the street, and it smells a little bit too. Um, how's it been like for you guys? Uh, where are you right now in your situation? Last time we recorded this, I was still in school. All of us were still in school, I think. But I graduated this past spring, and now I'm trying to look for a purpose in life.
Well, compared to the last time we recorded, I'm no longer in school and I'm in the military.
Okay, how are you doing mentally, emotionally?
Yes.
Okay.
Very positive. Let's talk more on the military thing. So,
Hmm.
what are your coordinates? Navafriel, just to make clear, you were doing your freshman year, but had to stop halfway through the school year, right?
No, only finished one semester.
Yeah. And how has that transition been like from schoolboy to military man?
Yeah, so it's been quite an interesting transition. Going from a student to a soldier. Um Honestly, living in the barracks is a lot like living in the dorms
Mm,
because, every weekend is just an excuse to drink.
mm,
You have
And now that's
RAs?
RAs now. We have a barracks manager, but he doesn't check up on everyone. He just makes sure everyone has a room and has all the stuff in their room. So if you lose anything in the room that was already there, then you have to pay for it.
You've been
Um,
pretty busy ever since, yeah? Like
yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a point that I've seen in your like schedule where it's just nothing. Like you always had something to do.
No, yeah. I mean, as a soldier for 24/7, you don't really have a lot of free time. Unlike in college, where you finish class and you can go do some shit. But nah, you finish work. We finish work pretty late in the day, and then you have to get some other adult stuff done before you have any free time for yourself.
mm. So it's like the dorms, but better.
I wouldn't say better.
Why not better?
I mean, like the room I'm in right now is no way better than the room I was before.
Did you sleep a bunk back in the dorms?
Yeah, yeah.
Top or bottom? Are you a top or bottom?
I'm a top
Uh,
in college. I'm a bottom in the military.
I know for me the military was always a last resort type of thing. Going to school. Um, was that this similar to you? And what are some things that weren't in your expectations that
Oh,
you encountered
well,
during that
yeah,
transition?
man. I remember senior year of high school, the whole year I was just going around saying, "Man, I'm not gonna join the military. Screw that. Go to college. I'm gonna get my degree. I'm gonna brag to my siblings." And then the end of first semester, I'm like, "Yeah, sign me up, sir. Let me sign the dotted lines."
How long have you been serving? For like 2 years now, or a year? Has it only been a year or 2 years?
I mean, including the
Boot camp or
from basic and AIT, it's been a year, like past a year, over a year now.
and what's the plan?
The plan, actually, I'm honestly not too sure. I don't know if I want to make this a career or not yet.
You ever plan on going back to school?
Uh, yeah, I plan on going to school while I'm here.
Okay. Are you gonna use your benefits or are you gonna pay for yourself?
Try. Well, why would I pay for myself?
I don't know.
If the
I don't know if
military,
you have kids. Don't you wanna, like, save it for them?
you don't know if I have kids. You think in 1 year I had, in the 1 year that we haven't been talking or like hanging out with each other, you think I just magically had a
No, no, no,
child?
like, for the future, like
Oh, yeah.
Let them figure it out. Let them figure it out.
I
let's
might have
think.
a illegitimate child somewhere out there. Who knows? maybe I can find them and get them benefits.
Overall, though, you're holding up okay.
I'm not dead yet.
Nice.
Something to celebrate. How about you, Mary?
Um, so last time I was in my senior year and I graduated Chaminade and luckily was able to land a job at a middle school. And it's been really nice. Yeah, just awkward preteens.
I remember when I was in middle school. There was this one time my friend, he threw something inside a teacher's room, and the teacher came outside. And was like, "Hey, who threw that?" And me and him were like, "Uh, some random dude who's running out down the hallway. He threw it in your room and ran. He had like crazy blue hair and everything." And then the teacher's like, "Well, if you see him again, let me know." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And we ran off.
That sounds like what I experience every day at work.
It makes me feel good knowing that kids aren't any different these days. Besides the use of electronics becoming more dominant.
Yeah.
You say you're at a middle school. Of course, one of the things that we need to acknowledge during the past 2 years is what happened from 2020 till now. Obviously the coronavirus. So you being in middle school, you're also going through, probably the place that's facing the most exposure to that stuff. Like, what's it like being in a position where,
Where you're constantly exposed to the coronavirus.
yeah,
Well, basically,
I'd say the army is pretty iron fisted with the coronavirus because everybody who didn't get the Kovac shots
mhm.
are getting kicked out.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, that's big.
yeah.
For us, it's like you can't come to work if you're not vaccinated or you're not tested every single week.
Dang.
So until then, you have to stay away.
You guys do online classes?
We did it last year.
But then your school's like, nah, that's lame. Let's go back to
Yeah. I mean, they're still doing it, but it's like only for a select few students that signed up at the beginning of the school year. Because mostly everyone, all the parents, all of them want to do in person classes. Because,
yeah, because they don't want to deal with no kids.
yeah.
Oh, I got a question though about the kids. Every time you see
Hmm.
them
Hmm.
now, you, yeah, this is a safe place. You can answer this.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
No, this right here, this podcast we have, it's a safe
Hmm.
place. You can
it's a
answer.
safe
Mm,
place, no judge-free zone,
Yeah.
unless it.
So
okay.
when you look at those kids, how far do you think that you can kick them?
I'm sorry.
A lot of kids are healthier these days, pretty lightweight.
Right. So I was thinking, how far do you think that you can kick them?
I've never thought about that, but
Mm, Sure.
I'm a pretty weak person, so I'd say I can't kick them that far.
Huh. Okay. Do you have?
I
Do
thought
you
you were
have?
gonna ask me like a legit question.
No,
What do you mean?
that was a legit question.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was my answer. I don't
Okay.
I don't think about kicking children.
Have you guys lost like, how you have a expectation of what a sixth grader looks like back home, and then coming over here, like, you have to rework it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the how are the 10 to 12-year-olds here looking like compared to the 12 and 10 and 12-year-olds back in Kushai? Because I know my youngest sister, I think she's about to either reach 12 or past 12, and
Pretty sure it's 12 because Sean is turning.
yeah.
Oh, my little brother is turning 12.
But they still look, they still look small.
Yeah,
Or maybe
I
that's
don't
just
know.
as they did
I feel like
when they were 10.
I feel like your sister looks like she would fit in the school, like she would
That is
blend in.
so weird to think.
Oh yeah,
Like
your your little sister is tall for
like,
her.
Yeah.
I've seen her in, like, ECE and stuff, uh,
Mhm.
1st grade, 2nd grade. I can't imagine her in, like, s the middle school you work at, uh, around the other kids, and, like, I know what I did when I was, like, that age, right? 10 to
Mhm.
12. That's when I started, like, cursing because I thought it was cool.
Man, I was the opposite when I was 10 or 12. I swore to myself I wouldn't swear. Yeah, I was middle school was an interesting time.
Mm.
Yeah, but can you imagine his little siblings in high school? If you can't even imagine.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I think the average age in my family amongst the siblings, like, are about to reach, like, the older teens, nearing 20s,
Dang.
and that's something you don't think about because around this time, you're not around them as much. So, your image of them stays what it was before.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
my younger sister just turned 4 yesterday yesterday for them, but today she just turned 4 for us.
4?
4, yeah.
Mm.
And I still thought she was 2. So it was crazy. I was like, "Dang, time flew." She looks so much older in the photos. I'm like, "Man, I missed all those years."
Just a quick check, where do you guys place in the order of your siblings?
From best to worst, I'm probably the best.
I'm the 2nd oldest amongst my 5 siblings. So, yeah, I don't see as much change on the bottom because I'm already left the house by the time like, before the time that they grew up too much. And where do you
Right.
guys?
I'm the 3rd
Mm.
child if you don't include my half sibling.
Okay. Out of
Out of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
7 kids,
Mhm.
you're, like, in the
Well,
middle then, yeah?
I mean,
Six
yeah,
and a half.
yeah, 6, no, 7 and a half.
Okay, okay.
Um, I'm the fourth out of 6 children.
So another
Kind of
middle
the
child.
middle. Yeah.
I remember when I was the middle child for a time.
Did you Were you one of those, middle childs that sat in the dark room and
I am the dark room.
okay.
But yeah, no, it wasn't. Uh, so now with all these numbers or these kids in the family, I can't really place myself in the middle as a middle child, youngest child, or whatever. So whenever I see memes like that, I'm just like, eh, interesting.
And plus, when you were living back in Gashai, you were kinda like the oldest child in terms of household.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
So,
I was holding it down. I don't know if I did my job as the oldest child when I was there because I mostly spent my time ignoring everybody. Just kidding, just kidding. Not you. I hope my mom doesn't listen to this. I wasn't ignoring you, mom.
there anything else big that you guys went through over the past 2 years? Does anyone you know, or did you anyone you know close to you, got hit with the COVID bomb?
I got hit with the COVID bomb.
No way, you're joking.
Yeah, I got COVID for like it was when I went on. I didn't tell her at the time, but I went to visit my sister while on leave for Christmas,
Yeah.
and yeah, I had it, and the whole time I just couldn't taste or smell. It was awful.
Oh.
I wanted to eat
Wow.
food and taste it, and then when we went out to eat, I was just like sat there and ate. I was just filling up my stomach. I wasn't enjoying it. And then one day, I was feeling absolutely horrible. Like I, my body hurt. I didn't want to move. I was sleepy the whole day. But my sister wanted to go out and do stuff, and I was like, okay, we can do it. I didn't tell her.
When did you find out?
Well, when I went back and got tested,
Uh,
they're like they're like, "Yeah, you're positive." I'm like, "Wow."
Oh my.
And,
Were you vaccinated already or?
no, they didn't have the vaccination at that time.
uh, did you have to? Because I know, like, people say that once they receive COVID, like, some of them just don't take the vaccine because of the natural
Oh, yeah,
body
no,
immunity.
yeah.
Like, did you take the vaccine or did you?
Nah, so by the end of AIT or my training, I got tested again, and it wasn't that far away from the leave, so it was still in my body a bit. So that's why I got tested positive, and had to quarantine, and I couldn't graduate my class. And
Uh,
so, yeah, once I got out of quarantine, I went to my duty station, and that's when they started up the vaccinations around that time. And so I said, at first I said, nah, I already had COVID, so I'm not gonna, yeah, there's no point. And so, but then my boss, my commander, he said, if you guys go get your shots, you guys get the rest of the day off. And I was like, oh,
oh my
say less.
That was the
So I
gosh!
was
incentive.
waiting to get
Oh
the
my
shots to get my day
gosh!
off. And of course, I had to make it on a Friday. So then I had a whole weekend. Yeah. But then they made it mandatory. And, I was like, wow.
Hey, but like, good thing you
I
took it
still,
during that time. Did the people who had to take it when it was mandatory, did they have the day off or no?
no, they still get the day off.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Which one did
But
you take?
Pfizer.
Oh.
Ooh, we are the vaccine trio then.
Oh, you guys both got Pfizer too?
No, 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 no. Like different.
Oh, one of you got Johnson and Johnson?
I got Johnson Johnson.
Ugh,
What do you mean,
that's the shadiest one, to be honest.
Why?
There's only one
Why?
shot. Come on now.
We gonna see who die first.
Hey, I still haven't got COVID yet, so
But it's in your system, so technically you did get COVID.
Yeah, baby fetuses in your system.
you shut up.
Nice.
Do you know anyone back home who's going through the COVID ordeal? Any big news with that?
My brother, he just recently went to Guam for college,
Huh?
and somebody in his dorm had got COVID.
Dang.
Mm.
Yeah, so they had to get quarantined. I don't know if they all had to get quarantined or if he was stuck in quarantine. But yeah, I was like, we get COVID cases every day over here. We chilling. We just lock them up in their room and then don't say anything else because nobody wants to go through the trouble of reporting in.
I hear in Guam they give you a hotel. Is that true? To quarantine? If you're
If you're flying in,
if you're
maybe.
flying in, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you hear about what's happening in Kushai?
aren't 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 they doing like waiting lists of who can leave and stuff?
Yeah, but where the quarantine facility is?
The hospital.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we did. Okay,
we
okay.
talked about
Yeah,
this.
that
Oh, we
is
did. Okay.
that was absolutely disgusting to hear. But I
It's like
guess
I remember learning a little Hawaiian history. There's a little place on Oahu where they bundled all the people who had leprosy, all the lepers,
mhm.
bundled it up, put them in the faraway place where they can't be reached. I think that's
Mhm.
what Shahai is doing. Just a sick corner.
Sick corner. But it's going with where everybody else would be going if they were
It's
sick.
right next to it's right next to where the mothers are.
Yeah, what? The maternity ward?
I don't know, but what if?
Yeah, that would be funny.
Um,
Yeah, but they haven't had a case so far, I think. If
yeah.
yeah, okay.
On the
So maybe
island, but
they're
they were at
doing.
their shrines, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess if you count me as a Kashan, I got COVID.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, so you're who they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm the reason Hawaiians hate us more. It's those microbes that are spreading the disease. Those dirty, sorry for the word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Cockroaches.
You make my skin crawl. Did I ever tell you this?
What?
I remember when confronted, like my dad. This was in Kwachalen. He was stationed in Kwachalen, Marshall Islands, at
Mhm.
the base. But him and his friend was Pohnpeian, and he's also stationed there. But I remember, you know, flying to Quach because how I flew to Kasai back then was I would fly to the Kwachalen base and then take the United flight to Kasai. But back when it was just me and my dad, we were traveling to Kasai together. We stayed at his friend's place, and at nighttime when the sun goes down, my dad and his friend are watching either two things: um, Nature Channel, where it shows like different animals and all that, just gives like random facts about animals of the world, or stuff related to Micronesia. And one thing that they stumbled upon was the Micronesians reacting to Twitter posts, which Mary was a part of.
No.
This was done by the Honolulu Civil Beat, like a writer from there. But I remember one reoccurring word on the video that was, used by uh, Micronesian haters to bash micros, or the word cockroach, right?
Yeah.
And like how my dad and his friend watch stuff, they're like a bunch of old dudes just like thinking that today's really soft and all that. So when they were watching that and they saw like the Twitter post about, man, all Micronesians are cockroaches, my dad and his friends started joking like, what's wrong with cockroaches? You can climb the wall and fly everywhere. They can do a lot of stuff. But then when it came, like, there's a part in the video, like, it was Mary's part, right? And I don't know, it's
Right.
because like if Dad like knew her, uh, but like there's a part where Mary was trying to hold back, trying not to tear up too much, and
Right.
then all of a sudden my dad and his friends started feeling bad, like, "Hmm, and stopped joking around. And it's just very interesting to see the how a lot of locals here, or no, not locals, a lot of micros here react to all the you know micro hate compared
Mm,
to. I've always wanted to see what old heads thought about it, like what their reaction would be.
mm,
Like maybe they think like since it's online, it's just words.
Yeah.
mm, mm,
It's it's until it becomes personal to them. That's when
Mhm.
yeah.
they start feeling
Yeah.
differently. Like how
Yeah.
your dad and his friend reacted because they knew Mary, so they reacted differently as they stopped joking around and took it more serious.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
I can't wait till I experience it because
Yeah.
I'm all about stopping discrimination, but it's hard when you never feel it.
You bitch.
I'm waiting for
Yeah.
that one day where I get called out. I'm like, oh,
Well, yeah, you just gotta wear a Micronesian skirt and walk around.
mm. Oh, but then I'll be bashed by the micro men.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true. I remember when I wore a skirt, those micro skirts back in high school or like Spirit Week.
Yeah.
They're extremely comfortable. I wouldn't
Yeah,
suggest.
they are comfortable.
Yeah, and then I started wearing them at home before I went to sleep because air it out.
I mean, biologically wise, or I don't know if that's anatomy wise, you know, men should be the one to wear skirts because we got things that can be crushed with.
Yeah. I mean, the Irish have it good because they have kilts,
Yeah.
Mm,
something like that. Yeah, or the
If only.
Samoans. They use I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
what they call it.
yeah. The ear.
Yeah.
If only the Scottish missionaries visited us and not
Oh
the
wait, was that racist? Are the Scottish and Irish different? They're different, right?
Scotland, Ireland. You know what? Maybe I'm the racist one. Maybe I just exposed myself.
Dang, we're so ignorant.
But yeah, the wrong missionaries visited our islands.
Didn't one of the missionaries do the freaky with like a teenager?
Hey, hey, hey! What?
Yeah, it's I remember. I think I read about it. I was studying it for something, and then apparently one of the missionaries was caught doing the nasty with one of the teenagers of Kashai.
What last name?
I yeah, I don't know. I don't know who.
Mm,
It was one.
okay.
It wasn't the big pastor, dude. Was it Snow? White?
Wait, really?
No, I said it wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the other dude that came. It was
That's
one of
the
the
thing
other
I hate about our fucking. Oh, man, it took this long. That's
what?
what I hate. I cursed. I was monitoring
Oh,
myself. It took
oh,
that
dude,
long.
I cursed
Oh,
as soon as we started.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, it was slick. Okay,
But
what were you
that's what I hate about you know the people from the old days from our island. They didn't write anything.
saying? Yeah, because they were too busy living life and living off the land and being less buttholes to each other. Actually, no, no, they were pretty rude. Like the good King George, the last. I'm pretty sure the last king before we switched over to whatever we switched over and stopped using.
yeah.
His son would sell, I think, sell off women either for a night or whatever. I don't know, but for alcohol. So yeah, that was
Alcohol and
yeah,
tobacco.
yeah,
So basically sex trafficking.
basically
It
yeah.
it was pretty. I was reading some of the text back then too, or like text about the past, and yeah, it's a pretty common thing for dads to offer their daughters for a good time.
I heard they still do it.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
Yeah,
damn.
we say pass, but they. I'm pretty sure it's still a common thing here. Not here,
Yeah.
but these days. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's extremely upsetting knowing.
Oh my god, how many motorcycles passed my apartment?
Mm.
Can you hear it, Stony?
Yeah, a little.
Oh
Only
my
when
god.
I hear it when you guys talk mostly.
For some reason, the place that we're in right now, like this is the prime street to rev up your engine.
Yeah.
Like just screw everyone that lives on the
Rev up
road.
your Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, your Toyota Tacomas.
Oh my god.
Oh, oh, brother, what? You like listen to my Toyota Tacoma?
Oh my god.
Like if you want sample, dog.
Eh? Ew. Ew.
I miss listening to Pigeon.
You got your driver's license, by the way?
Huh?
You got your driver's license yet?
No, because I'm irresponsible.
Were there are there like positions where you have to have a driver's license to do stuff over there?
Yeah. So I can't drive off base in a military vehicle because I don't have a civilian's license.
Mm.
So I
And
have
is
to
that something that you can do whenever, or as a military man, you just gotta find the slot,
for
the
what?
time slot
A
to
civilian license?
yeah.
No, I have to get a civilian license through the civilian world. The military doesn't do shit about it.
Uh,
It's like I have to get a. Well, I have to go through some stuff. I'll just simplify it. I have to go through some paperwork, extra paperwork, since I lost all my stuff that one time.
mm, you ever think about your dream car, whether it be a Toyota Tacoma or something else?
I just want a beater with a heater. That's all I care about. I mean, I'm not gonna buy anything fancy up here. There's
Mm,
no point since
yeah.
I'm
Just
probably gonna
snow
leave it here. Yeah,
by a sled.
it'll be a winter car. So, but
Just say buy a sled.
buy, I'll buy a sled and some dogs. And then if one of the if I get like lost somewhere, I can just eat one of the dogs.
Mm. Wasn't that on your Thanksgiving dinner plate? That last
That's what he
episode
chose.
that we
Yeah.
did?
Wait, was it?
It
Yeah.
was.
Not hot dogs, not corn dogs, straight up dogs.
Hey man, I think when one of the Kashans here, my cousin apparently he's my cousin, but yeah, he told He told me how in while he was in training, he was talking about eating dogs. Oh no, a guy was showing his photo of his dog to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that looks good. How old is he?" He's like a year and a half. We're like, "Yeah, that's a ripe age. Yeah, it probably tastes good." And then they started to fight.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause the other guy started talking about his my cousin's parents, and he was like, "Ah, nah, that's not happening." And so he beat him up.
Mm.
So it's just a cultural thing. It's the cultural
Mm.
difference. It's normal for us to eat dog, but then it's like inhumane for people here.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Mary told me something.
Mhm.
Something that they're opening up in one of the micro islands, dog related.
Oh yeah.
A vet.
Yeah, vet clinic in Palau.
That's
I think
great.
it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good. It's pretty good. They can,
I mean, in Palau, yeah, it's
deworm them and everything.
You know how
oh,
nice it would be to have a dog, care for it, and not worry about it getting kidnapped and eaten.
Well, Stony, do you have any plans for Halloween?
uh, yeah, my friends and I are still discussing what we're gonna be dressing up as together.
You
We're
guys going
either
to a party?
mate,
No,
strong,
they're just gonna dress up.
strong like me. Yeah,
They're just gonna hang out
but
and dress up.
I think I forgot what we discussed last time, but I think it was like 80s. We're gonna go with 80s.
Mm,
It's cool.
mm.
Which one is
Yeah,
the 80s? Is afros and boogie 80s or
yeah,
70s?
afros and Michael Jackson type stuff. Yeah.
That's the 80s.
Fun fact: the 80s was 40 years ago.
Oh wow.
What?
The 80s was 40 years ago.
Oh, 40. I thought you said 4.
But yeah, I didn't hear what 80s. Like, what are you guys doing with the 80s shit stuff?
That's
Just
the
crazy.
theme.
That's the theme. But are you guys just gonna sit around? Are you guys gonna go trick or treating? Are there any kids on your base, or is it
Oh
just
yeah.
straight up? Is it a straight up like the
Oh
adults only military base?
no. There's kids. There's families and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I we honestly don't know what we're gonna be doing. I mean, it's probably gonna be a party, but we've only planned like what we're gonna wear, or we've only talked about what we're gonna wear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we haven't set anything in stone yet.
Are you guys allowed to party inside the dorm apartment? Yeah.
Barracks. Uh, we don't know if we're allowed to, but we do it anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, who's gonna stop us? Some MPs, man.
The commies, man. You gotta stay ready. The commies are gonna invade.
They've already invaded the internet, our internet. So
The costume, though, are you gonna like go shop for it, or is it a do-it-yourself type stuff?
I think I might do it myself, but I will shop for the materials.
Okay.
But if
Mm.
I get lazy and wait till last minute, then I'll just buy a random costume I see at Walmart or something.
Can you guys recall your favorite Halloween costume and Halloween night? Maybe they're on the same one, or maybe they're different years.
I was a Ninja Turtle once.
How old were you when you were a Ninja Turtle?
I think 6.
And which Ninja Turtle were you?
Raphael,
Okay.
either Raphael or Michelangelo. It was a shade of red, so
Those are the only two that mattered.
yeah.
If anyone like
Mm.
Leonardo, that's just because they like the color blue. Would you pick that year as the same year as your favorite Halloween night? Maybe there was something that you experienced that
I think
was
I think my favorite Halloween night was probably in Hawaii because we went to go to a haunted house, and yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, you did? When?
No, like
are
not
we
like a
talking
legit
college
haunted
Hawaii
house.
or little kid Hawaii?
Look in Hawaii when I was
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay, I was confused.
yeah. No, after the second time I went to Hawaii, I don't remember doing anything for Halloween. I forgot. Didn't we do something for Halloween?
We just
I
walked around
know.
Waikiki
Was
Right,
that
right.
with the both of y'all? I know
with
we went with.
Siska.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seascan.
Okay. Okay.
And we didn't dress up. We just walked around.
Uh,
No, actually,
I
no,
dressed up.
you and Cisco dressed up. I didn't do shit.
No, June dressed up too. He was an apple, remember?
Oh.
I was hoping you didn't bring that up.
I still have the pictures too.
Wait, what? Why didn't I? Oh, because I was working, right? And then we went straight to into walking through Waikiki.
Is that
You
what
were
happened?
working the aquarium, right?
Yeah, I was working late, and then
Mm,
yeah, so I just went straight from work to walking around the Waikiki, so I didn't have time to dress up.
mm.
Mm.
Man, I remember the aquarium. Those were such easy days
Yeah.
compared to the work I
We
do now.
were.
Like, dang, man.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back to it though?
Like maybe
Like
as a side.
all of it
If,
included, all of like the pay with the amount of work that you do? Because I know like some people once they taste a high paying job, like they don't want to go back to anything, even if it's easy
Mm.
I mean, it was only like what 300, 400 something biweekly.
bi-weekly.
Hmm.
So I didn't mind. It was like some nice pocket change.
Did you
Mm.
And
get fed?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The people that ran the luau or whatever they called it. It was a luau, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to offend anybody, so I didn't know what to go. So the luau, if they had any leftover, they would just give it to us. Or
Okay.
yeah,
They'll
yeah,
Yeah.
tell you to make a plate.
yeah.
Those are the best kind.
Mm.
Nice people, nice people.
Like the hardest
Mm.
part about that job is probably just showing up, right? Once you're there, it's just kind
Yeah,
of straightforward.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I like taking pictures, and whenever somebody asks, like, "What was your first job?" I'm like, "Oh, I was a photographer."
Yeah, yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, dude, that's cool, that's cool. I didn't expect that from you." I'm like,
Way
"Yeah,
to
what?"
juice that up. Way to juice that up. Hey yo, remember when you got into the the 16
16
remarkable
was
teens for your photography?
that's so crap, man. So have you guys kept in contact with anybody like from your graduating class?
I don't do that. I'm not good at keeping contact with people.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
I keep in contact with I think one person. Julie. You know Julie John?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She has a baby and everything. She's married.
Mm.
Yeah. They're happy. What about you?
Me? I only keep in contact with like not even. I think only one person from my class, and then like two other people from. Actually, no. Yeah, just your sister, June. That's basically it. I mostly keep in contact with your brother too, Mary. I keep in more contact with your little
Oh,
brother.
I feel like that doesn't count because that's like Discord stuff. So
No, that
and you guys play games together. So
like I think the question is who do you still keep either, who do you still know what's happened with or who do you still talk to this day from back
Yeah,
then? Isn't that what he's trying to ask? I don't talk
okay,
to
okay,
anyone from back then because I'm just not
okay.
good at that.
Mm.
I just don't have the energy to deal with most people unless they're
Mm.
yeah,
I only keep in contact with people who can play games with me.
yeah.
I need a squad.
I'm pretty sure that's why Hubert added all those people from Kasha to our little Discord group.
Mhm.
I still don't really get on that. Besides the OGs, I don't really hear anything from the other dudes and
Yeah.
dudettes. But yeah, I remember in class they would talk about like, oh yeah, we'll keep in contact. Because we made a group chat and everything. We're like, yeah,
Mhm.
we'll keep in contact. We're different from the other seniors. We're a
We're
family.
different from the other
Oh my
Yeah,
seniors.
god.
or something like that. And then, me being me and being honest, I was like, yeah, we're only gonna keep talking to each other for like 5 or 6 months, and then we're just gonna stop talking to each other. And
Mm.
look, look what happened. 5, 6 months later, we barely talk on the group chat now.
Yeah.
Actually, the last time we got talking in the group chat, I think it was like before I went to basic.
Mm.
Mm.
I think that's totally cool, right? That's
Yeah,
totally okay.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
because we're all doing our own thing, living our own lives, dealing with new people and new
yeah,
problems.
The people I
So
yeah.
can't stand is the man. We used to talk all the time. Stop.
yeah, And me, I'm just like, it's just us growing up. It's not really anything personal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we don't like each other less. It's just that we're, you know, living our lives and stuff,
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. It was definitely a good time. Definitely a fun time that was had.
right?
Mhm.
But
But the
yeah.
time has passed, and time to experience newer stuff with newer people and newer, just a whole bunch of new things that we have to deal with,
Mm.
Yeah.
like bills.
It's, those that's always been a thing that I see, but it meant nothing to me on TV and movies.
Mhm.
But
Until
that
you
stuff
see it
stacks up.
yeah. What's one thing that you, like, as an adult now, didn't think about as a kid, you have to experience now? You get what I'm saying? It's like, you didn't think about it as a kid, but now that you're an adult, you're like, "I wish I had planned ahead for this," or, "I wish someone told me about this."
If I have to be like super honest, right?
Mhm.
Back then, I thought I was invincible when it came to my weight, right? Because I shed it off in Gashai. It's never gonna come
Yeah.
back. But I hear like your metabolism is higher when you're younger, but
Yeah.
once you reach an older age, that's when you gotta. And like another tricky thing about it, right, is that when you're going through your growth spurt, it's recommended that you eat a good amount to compensate for all the energy that's put into your growth. But it's like retired football players. I know that a big problem with them is that they maintain their diet or like they keep the same diet they had when they're playing football. And their diet when they eat football requires them to eat a lot of calories because it's physical work on the field. But football players who retire, so some of them like keep that diet and it messes up their health in like 1 year
Yeah,
past the
because
retirement.
the calories are overcompensating, and
Mhm.
Yeah,
same with, I
but
think
yeah.
that's the same with the retired military, because all
Mhm.
this stuff we have to do,
Mhm.
like physical training and stuff, is
Mhm.
just as soon as we're done not doing it, but we still keep the diet.
Mhm.
It's that's why most retired or whatever military in Kashai are mostly bigger.
Yeah.
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 I remember back then, I just like a- telling myself, like, I don't think there's ever a moment where I go to a store and pick water over soda. Because what's the point of buying water? Like, it's somewhere out there that you
Yeah,
can
right.
get for free.
Yeah, you can always
Like,
get
just
it
get
for
water. Like, uh, you can't get Mountain Dew from the sink. So, get that. But man, nowadays it's like just a norm to get water. I'm drinking 3 bottles a day now. I pee all the time, but
You need more than 3 bottles, you need a whole gallon.
yeah, no, the bottle that I'm drinking now,
Oh, how big is the bottle?
it's like 5 gallons. No, it's like 1/3 of a gallon. It's like 1/3 of a gallon.
Alright, well, yeah, I try to drink a gallon a day, but I I only buy 2 gallons every time I go to the store, so I try to save it
I
throughout
see the
the whole
people
week.
carrying the gallon with them. That's crazy. I can't
Mhm.
do that.
That's basically me and my buddies when we go to work. We gotta
Mhm.
bring a whole gallon of water.
Wha
Whoa.
How about you, Mayor? Is there something that as an adult, you wish you knew as a kid,
Oh, you wish someone told
Wait,
you when you were
or
young?
you wish someone told you when you were young?
I think it's more financial.
Yeah?
I wish someone told me about credit cards.
Oh, man, credit.
Because
Mhm.
I feel like we all should have gotten credit cards when we were like 15.
Yeah,
ASAP. Yeah.
the sooner the better. I think I might do that for my kids, just, like, try to set up a
Yeah.
credit
Yeah.
Yeah.
so then once they get into the real world, they can actually, it would be easier for them to get apartment, cars, and all that
Like,
other
there's
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
unspoken. Like, if you had no, like, there's so many unspoken things that you need in
Mhm.
order to be qualified to get, as you said, an apartment, a car.
Yeah, no one told me I needed credit for a car. I was like, "What? You need credit?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
just straight up
I thought
purchase
you just
them.
yeah, I thought you just buy it. But no, you're like, ugh. And then loans. people dealing with loans, I always like get baffled. I'm like, why are you guys getting loans? You guys
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember back then, like, why is it so hard to watch over your money?
right? And I was like if you just take care of your money and don't buy necessary things, but no, I was wrong. And I was like, let me get a loan.
Yeah.
I remember you, Mare, you wanted
Mhm.
to, take the lessons you learned here, financially wise, or just living here, take it back to Gashai and teach that to a class.
Not really a class, but like more like I wanted to talk to the
High schoolers,
seniors that were
yeah,
gonna graduate
that would
going
have
to
been
college. I wanted to tell them about the things that they needed to do and how to set themselves up, but I wasn't allowed to.
What were the key factors you would have told them, or like like three main points that you would emphasize like to death, drill in their heads if you were to sit down?
Scholarships, credit, and uh
budgeting,
no, no, no. If you want to succeed in college, you can't expect to have fun all the time
right?
Mhm.
or just to have fun.
Management, time management.
Yeah, time management basically.
I
You
mean,
said you
yeah,
couldn't though, right? And why is that?
I don't know if I want to talk about it.
talk
I
about it.
mean, well, I had my mom. Remember that summer I went, Stony? I was planning to talk to your class actually.
What year was
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah, I
What year
remember that.
was he
Yeah.
graduating?
20,
20
2019.
Shire High School 2019. Okay.
Yeah.
The summer of that. Okay.
Yeah. And so my mom was working at Kashai High School at the time, and so I thought that would be a easy way for me to just get in and be able to talk. And so I told her, I wanted to do that, and if she could see if it would be okay with the current principal that I did that. But then principal flat out told her that I'm an accounting major. Why don't I just stick with accounting stuff?
Wow.
Yeah. So it kind of discouraged me, honestly. I was like, okay, well, I just won't do it then. But I'm glad because then it gave me like so much time to focus on helping Siska with her stuff when she
Yeah.
was getting ready.
Mm.
And you too.
I mean,
But I feel like I couldn't really help you.
yeah, because I
Oh,
was I was a stubborn one. I was like, man,
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing I learned while being alone and in the military is like it's okay to ask for help when you need help.
mhm.
Yeah.
Because back then I was like, I don't know why, but I think it was just the pride of
Mhm.
graduating. I was just like, I'll be fine on my own. I can do this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think another thing too, though, with the "I'll be fine" mindset is that going through Kasha High School, I had that mindset too, and it always worked. Like I'll be fine in the end.
Right,
Uh, and now like again and again, like we were able to coast with the bare minimum required to get the
right.
best grades and etc. Like
Mhm.
once it was time.
Once the real world hit me, I was like, dang, I don't have the right mindset for this right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's exactly why, you know, I wanted to do it too. Cause like that's the same thing I was feeling when I first went to Chaminade. Like I thought, oh, I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna be so ready. Like I had notes ready, my schedule ready, everything like that. And then first year came and then it was horrible. I felt like I could have done much better if I was better prepared for it.
Yeah, you can't really be prepared for the real world, to be honest.
I mean,
You can try.
you can
Yeah,
kind
right.
of be, but like not fully,
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah.
it's never be fully prepared. I think that's one thing we would have been good to tell
Mm.
somebody from our class, like or like to my younger self if I could. I'd be like, hey, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
That's
fail.
another thing, bro.
You're never
Like a
gonna
lot
succeed.
of A lot of kids get easily discouraged by the, just difficulty
right?
spike.
Or like like all your expectations are just like go out the window, and you don't know what else to do, like what to do next.
Mhm.
It's it's hard to cope with that for some people. A
Yeah.
lot of
Mhm.
people. It was hard for me. That's why.
Mhm.
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 If I was a teacher at Kasha High School, the first assignment I would give out, I would give a fat F no matter what, just to get kids used to failing.
No matter how like especially for the kids that like study so hard, like like just throw a mean exam at them.
Yeah.
Like reword the questions you gave them for like okay, give them like a guide, a study guide, and then completely reword it and make it so much harder for them. Like don't keep it the same topic. Don't do it to them too hard.
Yeah.
Like don't just like straight up change the questions, but like reword it, rearrange it, because that's what my teachers used to do. They fed us basically,
Mhm.
so they would
Yeah.
like
They lobbed.
yeah, and people still failed. It was crazy. I was
Mhm.
no, it was
Mhm.
for those people. They were mostly just they didn't care.
Yeah.
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 Like I say I didn't care. I cared enough.
Mhm.
Mm.
So, but yeah, just make the study guide, and then completely change it and make them fail. Yeah, just
Mhm.
watch them break down. That's the most glorious thing you could ever do. Just watch people break down and just start crying. Oh, the wonderfulness. I'm such a sadist. I'm just kidding. But yeah, or like, especially for those people that study really hard, they're gonna be like, you gotta jam into their head. Like, no matter how hard you prepare for something, it's not always gonna work out.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you just gotta you can't really do anything about the things like about failures except just take from the experience what
Mhm.
you can and
Take an
move on.
L.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take
Take an
take that
L and
take
move on.
press F in the chat and just walk away
Yeah.
or walk forward. Don't walk backwards and kind of stuff.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm pretty sure that's what happened to me during my first semester. I was just like all these plans I made, that didn't go through. I just like I think one
Yeah.
time I broke down and then I was like, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. Became a It really is what it is.
Mhm.
It's amazing how that phrase just
It is what it is.
yeah, I remember when I first became popular, I was just like saying it just because it was popular but then I live by it. It is what it is.
Right. So, in the spirit of Halloween, right?
Mhm.
Halloween being one of the most festive
Mhm.
holidays on the calendar.
Mhm.
Um, in the spirit of being spooky, do you guys have any spooky stories to tell? I have one. Now, mine is really basic. Like, I thought I was special, but then I looked online and saw that people experienced this too. So I kind of dropped it.
Okay.
Mine dealt with uh, waking up in the middle of the night, feeling like I'm not able to move, and then seeing a corner, not seeing a
Oh.
corner, seeing a dark figure in the corner.
In the corner.
And
Yeah.
like I feel like the reason why I can't move is because he's staring at me, or
Mm.
he or she. I'm gonna say it. It's staring at me. But
Uh,
and then sometimes when I like close my eyes instead of looking at the corner, I feel the figure like hovering over me,
Shit,
and
I
I feel like
hate that.
the tighter I close my eyes, like the faster it'll go away, and maybe I'll fall asleep. But in terms of spooky, like I've never seen ghosts, right? Or never experienced a ghost encounter. I
Mm.
never seeing anything supernatural, anything alien like. I've always wanted to though. It's like the Micronesian thing. I always wanted to experience discrimination so I can have something to say, right? But
right.
yeah, I've never experienced like again like that's scary in itself, but I read online like people described it as sleep paralysis,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right?
that's what I was thinking. I was trying to come up
Yeah.
with the word.
Yeah.
Mm.
and people say that they have had serious, sorry, not serious, similar experience, and they've seen similar things. It felt, but yeah, that's my side. Probably like the most unpleasant, spooky thing that I don't want to revisit.
Mm.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure I'm not sleeping on my back because that's like no, it's like pretty sure it's the most common position for sleep
The
paralysis. Like,
process.
But what
yeah,
if the figure starts doing things to your bum?
then I welcome him with open butt cheeks.
Wait, June, the figure, was it someone you knew or was it just a dark figure?
No, it was just a long, slender man like figure
Oh, okay.
shadow.
Mine is always people I know.
I hope that's not the case because I feel like I look at them differently.
Damn.
That'll make me
Yeah,
look at
that's
them
true.
differently afterward.
That's true. Do you have sleep paralysis, Tony?
No, never.
No. Ah, lucky you.
Yeah, because I always make myself prepared the night before.
You always get yourself messed up so you don't wake up.
Yes,
Just
sir.
Just drink a shit ton.
I got in trouble for because I drank too much and then I went to work late.
Uh,
And that was just recently.
recently.
Yeah.
I thought you said you're done with doing that.
What happened? What happened? Carry on.
What do you mean? Oh yeah,
No.
no, I'm done. Like that was like that was me when I
He's
would
done
go
like
out.
darking out. He's done
Yeah,
like just.
Oh, okay.
and I forgot to set up my alarm, so I just woke up late and they had to
Mm.
come to.
Oh, okay. 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 Do you have any scary stories still?
Yeah, so this is back at home in Kashai in my house.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not that scary, but like
Mhm.
yeah. So the first incident, right?
Mhm.
The there was a blackout and my family decided to go cruise around in the cool because it was kind of hot. No,
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of hot and we wanted some fresh air.
Yeah.
So we were running to the truck, backing up our stuff for like it was like a small picnic thing, I guess. We brought some blankets and pillows, and so on my way to the car, everybody was already waiting. I was like, "Oh, I forgot my tablet." So I went back, grabbed my tablet. No, when I opened the door back in to the living room, I look over to the couch and I see something black. It was just like sitting there on the couch. And then I didn't think much of it at the time.
Oh, I don't like that.
And so I grabbed my tablet and then when I looked back at the couch, it was gone. And I ran towards the truck and then that's when I realized I was like, did I just see something?
Oh my god, I
Dang.
hate that. I
And
hate
so
that.
and so I just ran to the truck and we just well, the whole cruise, I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like, I really didn't react to it at all. And I just really just saw something.
Do you live next to a grave, or do you have a grave at your house?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
For
that being the guy I'm named after or my nickname,
mm, uncle, grandpa,
godfather of my father.
godfather. Okay, okay.
Mm.
For those listening, like right, I feel like we need to explain this, right? Uh, very common for Gashine homes to bury their loved ones, like in the backyard or right next,
Like right
back
next to the house.
right next to the house. It's keep him close. It's also what the wishes of the passing person, wanting to be buried in a certain place.
Mm.
A lot of people prefer it to be the place where they live, grew up. But yeah, uh, I know that I've heard stories like that with other Gashines, and a common theme is that they have you know a gravesite next to their place. Eh, Do
Mm.
you feel like there's any connection? Do you think your godfather is trying to mess with you?
No, I think he's just chilling.
Okay.
I had two other experiences.
Okay.
So they're both the same thing. The same thing happened for both of them. So
Mhm.
I was in the shower and I was home alone,
Mhm.
or so I thought. And so while I was in the shower, just chilling, and then I hear my dad.
Yeah.
He calls my name. And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" I'm like, I wait for a response. Nothing. So I just kept showering, and then shower. I was like, maybe I was just hearing it. I didn't hear
Mhm.
it. I was just thinking about it, and
Mhm.
then I heard it again. It was louder and clearer. I was like, "Okay, so he is here. So why did he answer the first time?" So I yelled out again. I was like, "What do you need? Like, what's up?" Nothing. No response. That was when I started getting irritated. I was like, "Man, this is annoying. Wonder what he's doing so he can't hear me." 'Cause yeah. And so then I was showering, and this time I was showering quieter, or like I was moving less so I can make sure I hear it.
Yeah.
And then this time it was the loudest. The last time it was the loudest. It was always the loudest one
Mhm.
for both experiences. And then I was like, man, this is irritating. So I step outside. I put my towel on, of course. I put my towel on, step outside, and I walk around the whole house. No one's there. It was just me. And so for the first time that happened to me, I heard a woman's voice. And for the second time, it was my dad's voice.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And
I hear it's really bad to communicate with spirits.
yeah, me too.
Eh,
So the interesting about that is Nero's the one that used to live there and whose
Yeah.
cousin we buried there.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she had just passed recently. Like at that time, she
Mhm.
just had recently passed, and that's when I experienced those things. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's probably Nero's just calling out, trying to
Yeah.
make conversation. So
Yeah.
I was for all those experiences. I wasn't scared at all.
Mhm.
I didn't feel any overbearing presence. I just felt like they were there.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That's good. At least you weren't scared.
Yeah,
You said it
I'll
happened
talk
twice, right?
about
yeah.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
oh, go ahead.
No, I think you can go ahead, Mir.
Okay. Um, I'll talk about these aren't one of them is kind of personal experience, but the other one is a story from my grandma. So, where my grandparents or my grandpa and grandma live is called Kisses in Defanzak. And Kisses in Kashayan means like the sound that you hear when people are walking through the woods,
Mhm.
right? So when they first got married, uh, my grandmother said that she would always just feel weird being there alone. And one night, my grandpa uh, went partying out with some friends, and she was alone at the house. And she said that she was sleeping, and all of a sudden, she felt like something was carrying her. So she opened her eyes, and she saw like dark figures surrounding her, carrying her out of the house and into the woods. And so she started, you know, fighting for her life. She started, trying to get out of their grasp and everything. But she said that they had like a strong grasp on her. And so they take her to the woods. She knocks out. Next day, there's a search for my grandma because she's not at the house. And so they go searching in the woods and they find her there with scratches all over her body. And when she first told everyone, she said that no one believed her. But like I think stuff kept happening, and so now they're like, you know, like they
Yeah.
know that that place is known for just spiritual activity.
Does anybody still live around that area?
Yeah, my grandma still lives there. Her grandpa died, but my parents live with them now, or with her now.
Was
Damn, your grandmother's brave for
was
thinking.
Caseses named after that event or before?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So
it was always known as a place that's where
Spooky.
yeah, spooky things happen. But that's the first one that I know of. Second one, it was involving my mom. So we have this uncle friend that would just come and hang out with my dad every once in a while. And his dad, not his dad, his mom recently passed around the time that this happened. Not like a month, but it was like recently, like 3 days she
Wow.
passed.
Wow.
So they came over to visit. It was him and his wife. And I was in the living room. So the layout of our house, right? There's the road, there's like a driveway. Living room is closest to the road, and the farthest room from the road is the kitchen.
Okay.
And so they were in the kitchen. I was in the living room. So if you're in the living room, you can hear everything that's happening in the parking lot area or on the road. But if you're in the kitchen, you can't. And so, they drive in, they go into the kitchen. My dad, my mom are with them there. My mom's cooking something. I hear the door opening and closing in the driveway. I look out. I don't see anything because it's dark. Because we didn't have a street light back then, and there wasn't like a bulb outside our house. But I could hear like a car door opening and closing. At first, I thought, oh, maybe someone's outside like catching crabs or some shit, or they're going to the beach. But I looked further out. I couldn't see any other cars except for their car there. And so then I thought, oh, maybe they brought someone with them, but they forgot to bring them in or just told them to wait in the car. And so I walk over to the kitchen and I tell them like, oh, who's in the car? Like I keep hearing the car open and close. And my uncle friend, my dad's friend's like, oh, let me go check it out. There's no one with us. Maybe someone's trying to steal, some shit in our car. And so he goes over, he comes back, he said, the car is locked.
Whoa.
So there's no way that I could have heard that. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I was just hearing things, right? So I go back, I'm sitting in the living room, just ignoring anything that I hear because I'm kind of scared already at that point. My mom was cooking, I think like a fish soup or something, and she wanted to walk it over to my uncle's house next door. And so she got the pot ready and everything. She was about to step outside. She sees her slippers, outside the door. And then all of a sudden she sees it being dragged out further towards the woody area next to our house. And she said she looked up and she sees a tall black man staring at her with eyes wide open. And at first she pretends like she doesn't see him and like just looks around slowly, like she doesn't see him at all. But he had his eyes locked on her. And so she slowly closes the door and then comes back into the kitchen. And my dad said that she had like a pale, like her whole body was pale when he saw her. And she's like, Mary, come with me. Come with me to drop off the soup for your uncle. And so I'm like, okay. At the time, I didn't know that happened. And so I went with her. She was quiet. Usually she like talks, with me while we're walking over there. She was quiet. And then, she took a while, trying to get back home. And then my auntie was like, oh, like, is something wrong? Like, she could tell that something was wrong with my mom, but I couldn't. And she was like, oh, telling my auntie the story. And I'm there listening to her telling the story. And so I straight up was like, wait, you told me to come with you after experiencing like, what if something happened to me? But yeah, that's the one where I kind of experienced it. Just the door banging, but my mom was the one that saw the guy standing there.
That's
You were supposed to be a sacrifice.
I wonder.
So he went into the kitchen, you said?
No, he was outside.
No, he was outside. He somehow dragged her slipper from the front door towards him. That's what caught my mom's eye to look at him.
And he was, or like, his position was away from a house toward the
Yeah.
wooded area.
Yeah, in the darker areas of or around the house.
And your mom saw his eyes?
Yeah. He said it was a tall black
Black
man.
figure with
Like black?
Yeah. Like black man.
Or like a black
like
figure?
African
Yeah.
black or
Like African black.
like shadow figure black.
She didn't say it was like she couldn't tell the features. She said she could tell the features. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like she
wow,
saw a
interesting.
nose, a mouth,
Interesting.
eyes, ears, hair. But she said it was a tall black man with eyes wide open, just eyes locked on her. And so she was pretending so hard like she didn't see him and kept looking around.
That's the master strat.
She never told you guys this story,
No.
Stoney?
No.
She usually likes telling stories in her class. I'm surprised she didn't tell you guys that.
Yeah, she did tell stories, but like she didn't tell that story. That's
Yeah, I think that's the one that she's the most like shook about. She doesn't really talk about that.
I feel like if she ignored it back then,
Mhm.
maybe acknowledging it now would only
Make it come back. Yeah,
Right.
true.
Man, that's a similar car thing. I just remembered. One summer when I was like 10 or 12, we had
Mhm.
gone to Kashai for a visit for a summer,
Mhm.
and we went to go visit my auntie up in the mountains, Auntie Nayuti.
I
So,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
oh, okay. But yeah, we went to her house and we all, well, we were all in the house just chilling, and then I think they asked me to go get something from the car, and so I went out. And when I got to the car, all the doors were open. And then I was like, hey, nah, Fatbad, did you guys leave the car doors open? Because I remember. I remember closing mine.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I remember them also locking the doors. So I was like, you guys open the doors while we were inside? They were like, no, we're all just chilling in here. And I was like, nice. So I got the stuff,
Yeah.
closed all the doors, and was spooked for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
My whole family was just joking about it. They're like, it's all right. It's just a blah blah blah. Your relatives just messing with us or something like that.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was
Scared.
spooked. I was like, no, I'm not going back outside. What if they're staying in the car?
Would you
But
guys
yeah,
ever purposely put yourself in a situation where you might see paranormal activity?
No.
yes.
No. I would never.
What
The
are you
closest
afraid
I'll
of?
do. I just don't want to die.
I mean, reasonable.
Yeah. Living is important.
Hmm.
Yep. Oh, but yeah. Reason why I brought up uh the uncle's mom dying recently was because when we got back and we were talking about it to them, I thought it was stupid to talk about it in the same area that it happened. Like I'm like scared already. They're talking about it at the house, but when we got back home and they were talking about it to our uncle friend, he was saying like, "Oh, maybe that was my mom trying to warn us not to go outside."
Yeesh.
Like that shit made
Yeesh.
my skin crawl when I heard
That's
it. I was
making
like,
that's giving me chills right now.
"Yeah, legit."
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. His mom was using the car door to tell him not to go outside.
Or making some kind of noise that was similar to the car door
To distract,
to
because like
warn us or
the
distract us
car was on
from
the
going
others, like
outside.
it was the road, the car, the house, and then the woods, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the layout. Like
Hmm.
maybe she's like directing your attention over there so that you
Yeah.
guys don't go to the woods.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
But then when he said that, like in front of all of us, I got like chicken skin. I got scared. I couldn't sleep that night.
I w-
That's great.
I would put myself in a situation if, I could see it, but as soon as it like makes contact with me, like tries to whisper in my ear or touches me,
Mm,
like yeah, it's time to go.
yeah,
I just want
yeah,
to see it, man.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
hear the. Oh, go ahead.
the old restaurant next to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
AVR or
no, like right next to my house.
oh, right by the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so apparently a bunch of our friends, CJ and them. This is before I got to Kashai. They had because they used to like to hang out there
Mhm.
until this one night. They were all hanging out there and there was like a doorway and was CJ saw a face looking through the door. He wasn't sure for sure, but then it opened a little. He saw more of the face and he got scared and he just starts running. He leaves everybody. He just starts
Oh
running.
my
Oh
And,
god.
my goodness.
and then when all the other boys noticed, they all started running too. And then, but there was one guy, Carwin. He was on his the laptop. It was he was confused, and so he was. They were all basically gone already, but he was
Mhm.
still packing up the laptop, and so they just left him for. Just the funniest part for me is that they just left him.
Wait, so only he saw it though.
CJ, yeah,
Uh,
or so that's if I'm remembering correctly.
I hate
That's some
the.
animal instincts. As soon as one person runs, the whole pack comes.
Yeah, Dalton, bad. I think.
Uh,
Yeah, that was. When they told me that story, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Yeah, I would have left them too." I have apparently one of the buildings that are here, and I'm surprised this building's not haunted. The one I'm living in, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people like the amount of dread here in this place.
mm,
You'd expect something to manifest, but
mm,
Mm,
I guess nothing happens because no one. I haven't. I mean, I haven't experienced anything myself, and
mm,
apparently the building that I work in is haunted as well. If you work like late, you can hear
mm,
people shuffling around and all that stuff. Uh, Pretty sure my buddy told me about a story of them staying over for extra duty, but I forget what he said. I I think he just heard footsteps while
mm.
there while he was alone in the building because the person watching over him went out to do something. He was alone. It was dark, and he kept hearing people shuffling around, thinking that it was him. But then
Yeah.
the person watching over him was outside the whole time. So yeah,
Damn.
so nothing as scary as what your mom experienced, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I can't believe she made me go out there with. She legit took me outside with her after that happened.
You're easy to throw. That's why back then.
The fuck. Um, I remember Chaminade was kind of weird too. Like you guys, it happened to you guys too, yeah? Like
what?
tapping on the wall.
No.
Oh, okay, then maybe it was just me. I was alone in my dorm a lot, so I would always
Uh,
hear tapping on the wall, but I always just tell myself that it was just
I
oh,
was
you
just
remember it?
your
plumbing.
sweet mate and her boyfriend.
Maybe I remember there's this one room that was apparently the most haunted, and they had a name for that room, like for the ghost in that room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they would go in there and just start saying her name,
Mm-hmm.
for and I don't know if they ever experienced anything because I never really cared.
Mm.
Miranda, do it for the gram.
But
In that
yeah,
same dorm room, that's where I first experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know someone I knew. I told you the story, June, already. But
What was the
I,
person?
but yeah, I was sleeping. I woke up. I couldn't move, and I looked towards my desk in the corner, and on the chair was, you know, Stony.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just sitting there, looking at me, eyes wide open, smiling. I just closed my eyes really quick after that. I woke up the next morning. I remember checking Facebook to see if like she died or something.
Dang.
But she was still good. I was like, oh, okay, that was just sleep paralysis.
Why all people?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. I don't know if I was talking to her around that time. I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, that's it on my end. I'm hoping by next year I got more spooky tales to give. But right now I'm still pure and Christian. So yeah, just waiting on that.
You know the parking lot next to the cafeteria?
Mm-hmm.
If you climb over the fence and get in and go to the top, it's a good view. I'm just saying that out of random.
Is random? Okay, cool.
Me and my buddy did that, or my roommate.
He's not your buddy, just your roommate.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess he was my buddy.
All right. Anything you want to leave off with, Mare?
Don't do drugs and stay in school.
Or if you don't stay in school,
Join the military.
Become a Twitch streamer.
Yes, I watched it. Do you still Twitch?
I just twitched yesterday. Nobody watched me twitch.
that's a call. That's a call for action.
Oh, by the way, Marty Anton on Twitch TV.
Let's go. By the way, Conrad Timothy, I'll send you my resume. Please give me a job.
Hey, the military is recruiting 24/7.
All right. Thank you for listening.